Hey guys, Pete here. So today I'm going to be installing a new comfort or ergo seat made by KTM. The stock seat on my new bike is extremely hard. Kind of gave me some dead leg and some pain issues in the rear on the initial ride home, and that was only 60 miles. So I bought these. This is the high version of the ergo seat, which is, I believe, an inch or an inch and a half higher than the stock seat. It seems to have some gel in here. It's also heated, just like this one. So I'm going to throw this on. And then for the passenger, the pylon, I have this, which is the same, obviously, as that. However, this one is heated, unlike the stock version. And I don't know that this is any higher than the stock version. It looks to be similar. So almost identical construction. The material is a little different on top, actually. The side material here is the same as the side here. You can see the heating strips in here at the top on the pylon pad as well. So I'm going to put them on now. Okay, so I'm going to pop the pylon off, which this is a keyless bike, so you should just press this button here and hold it. It should release. Actually, I might have to do that. Hit the race on button. There it goes. So I learned something. Pick it up, pull it forward, and remove it. And it is hard. Okay. Now we're going to remove the front part of the seat, which is essentially just picking it up and sliding it back. That was super easy. And you can see hopefully you can see this, there's two different positions in here where you can see for the height adjustment of the seat, what position it's in. I guess low and high is the options. So we're going to grab the new one. And I have to stand corrected because this seat apparently is not heated. I thought it was. But it makes sense that it's not because it doesn't look like the heating strips on the new one. You can see these raised strips here, which that one did not have. So I stand corrected. Now I'm going to plug this in, figure that out, and put the seat on. Okay, so for the pylon seat, there is a capped power supply right here, and you pull this cap off, this end cap, and we'll be able to plug the seat in there. We'll do that in a minute. There should be another one under here in the front for the front, the rider's seat, heated part. And then on the other side, I believe on this panel right here, there is, we'll try to pop this off. I think you just pull it. So there's a cutout right here because the pylon or the passenger seat came with this switch, this round switch with a pigtail on it. So that needs to get drilled out, and this gets put in there, and it hooks up to that this power supply back here. The front seat hooks up to the power supply in the front, and this switch hooks up to another wire, which is capped off behind it, I believe. It's back in here. So I'm going to have to possibly cut off these zip ties to find it. So I'm going to get that done. It's just a small white one. Just like this connector right there. Once I get it all hooked up, I will show you the final result. The accessory power cord and connector is located under this area in the front. So I'm just going to pop it off with a screwdriver, hopefully. actually pushing it forward and it slid off. So don't try to pop it off like I just did. Just push it forward. I bent this tab, not a big deal, just bent it back straight. And there's the cap. So this is for the front seat. Heat, the cord right there. So that should be easy to hook up. All right, so I got the hole drilled. Turned out okay. It's not beautiful, but the backside's a little messed up. What I used was what I had, which was a hole saw. And it was 1 1/8 inch in diameter. And I think that equals like 28 point something millimeters. So probably 28 would have worked fine because this thing goes in and has a little bit of room to spare. So probably a 28 or 27 millimeter, maybe even just over 1 inch, 1 1/16 would have worked. So I'll install this, put all this stuff back together, and it'll be done. Okay, so I was able to dig out the wire that comes out of this harness without cutting this zip tie from underneath, and I think that's going to work. And I'll just pull this end plug off here, and then that will get plugged into this end of the rotating switch, the heat selector switch for the passenger seat. And I will pull this plug off here, this end cap for the wiring harness, and that will plug into the seat itself. This one's a little tricky. You just need a little screwdriver to press that. And I'll slide this in, route the wire the best way I can find. And I stand corrected or mistaken again. So I need to cut this because the wire's not going to reach. All right, I'm cutting this larger zip tie so I can get this wire out, which powers the passenger seat heat. See what the best way to run this is. Looks like over the top perhaps, and it looks like it will just reach. We'll route it under this cross member here so it's out of the way. Okay, so you can see it's in right there. There's the switch, the selector. It's a 2-position or an off, low, and high, I'm assuming. And now I will plug the seat in, front and back. Probably re-zip tie this too. I'm going to hook up the front seat first. So that plugs into this harness that I loosened or removed from the bracket earlier. Pretty simple plug and play. Just want to make sure the wire doesn't get pinched wherever I put it. So I've got the seat connector in and connected. I think the wire's in a decent spot. Actually, I might move it over here a little bit. Just don't want it to get pinched. Actually, what I might do is move it back to its original location and try to, I should be able to remount it to the bracket that it was on just by sliding it down over the metal. And I know you can't see this, but it's essentially in the same position it was when I removed it. That seems like it's probably the smartest move here, and then the wire route's right under there, and that way it won't get pinched or rattle around. Then I'm going to put the seat onto the front two pegs and then put it in hopefully the high position. There it goes. All right, front seat's on. It's in the higher position. Everything's stable. I'm gonna put the rear seat on first. I'm gonna connect the seat heater wire. It only goes together one way, very simple. Then you hook in the back of the seat first and rotate it down. All right. Well, pretty good looking setup. You can see it's in the higher position. There's a smaller seam up here by the gas tank. There would be a bigger gap right here if it was in the lower position. So I think the new seat looks pretty slick. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try, see if I can tell any difference. So this seat is the thicker version, and I can definitely say that it's softer than the original seat. We'll see how it holds up on my long trip I'm taking tomorrow, longish, a couple 100 miles. For the passenger seat, yeah, I can definitely feel the difference there too. So, all right, now that the seat's set up, let's go ahead and try to activate them front and rear. I'm not sure if it will already be included in the software. So I have I believe it's the track package, which is the highest package, which is basically a full unlock of the software. It was around $1,000. So let's go in the menu and check it out. All right, we'll go to the right. We'll go up to settings, enter, go down to heating. Okay, so the grips are not installed. Now they are installed. That's interesting. Rider seat not installed. Press to the right. Installed. Excellent. Pylon seat installed. That should do it. So I can back out now using the return button or the reverse button, and I can give them a shot. But it's 94 degrees out today in West Virginia, so I won't be using these anytime soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.